We just bought a brand new boat, and today we're gonna take you on the full boat tour on our new Najad 34.
Here we are on the hut right now, and I mean, we're in the middle of winter, so we're gonna be here for a few more months. But let's just have a quick look here of the Najad 34, and we have like I guess, is it a full keel or a 3/4 full keel? I'm not quite sure. Then back here we got the standard propeller here and a nice Skekong rudder. I think the draft is like 1.6 meters, so that is pretty good for whatever we want to do. But let's climb up the stairs and start the fun tour. All right, welcome on board our Najad 34 called the Vita Nova. Now, we just bought this boat a couple of days ago, and we are very excited to show you around here. As the name suggests, it is a 34-foot sailboat with a deep center cockpit, which we are standing in right now, and it also has an aft cabin back there. But I'm thinking we'll start having a look out on deck first, so we'll get that over with because it is a little bit chilly today, and then we'll move inside and show you everything that this 50-year-old boat has to offer. Let's head on outside. All right, here we are on deck. Now, a lot of these types of boats here built in Sweden in the 70s, they all had teak decks. This one doesn't, and we are very happy about that because they always screwed them in, and that caused leaks in a lot of them. So no teak decks here and no leaks inside. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty standard 34-foot sailboat. It's not huge, but it's a pretty good size for us. Up here we just have the anchor locker. One thing we are missing, and that we are probably gonna install, is an electric windlass, because I mean, we wanna go cruising for a bit, and we are hopefully gonna be anchoring a lot. So I'm thinking we need to install some kind of windlass up here. And of course we just have a rolling Genoa up here, and there is a, what do you call this, like a bowsprit, like a pole. You can put up a bowsprit so you can attach a gennaker, which is also included. Now, there's one bad thing about that, because this boat was built in Sweden, and at least the first owners, they were from Sweden. So the big gennaker that we have here on the boat is just one big Swedish flag, and we're from Denmark, so that doesn't sit quite right with us. But one of the like trademark features on these Najad boats and other Swedish boats built around the same time, or like Halpagrassis and so on, is this kind of a hard, I'm not sure what to call it, just windscreen, hard glass windscreen. It's very iconic for these boats, and it's really handy. I'm sure it'll take a lot of the splash from the water when you are out cruising. But let's head back to the aft deck, because since this is a center cockpit, we have this, there's not a lot of room, but there is some space back here. And when you sail around in Sweden, it's very common to have like a stern anchor, because when you're anchoring, you're like anchoring up against the cliff, so you throw out a stern anchor. So you can see they have, one of the previous owners has installed like a little, stern anchor locker basically, because that's how you do it in Sweden. We got a nice little swimming platform down here in the back, which is also going to be very handy to get on and off our dinghy. All right, as you can see, there is a huge bimini full enclosure on right now, and this is like a winter cover that the previous owner made. So now that the boat is on the hard, they put on this pretty tough winter cover to just protect the cockpit from the Danish weather. There's also like a summer bimini, and it turns into a full enclosure. It just has more windows and there's a bit lighter material and all that. But it's very cool because it kind of means that the cockpit basically becomes another room in the boat. So the lines for the mainsail, they're not like led back to the cockpit, so you do control all of that from right here. And there's even like it's a wire, I don't know how you call it, wire winch to raise and lower the mainsail here. So that'll be fun. We have only tried on our first boat, it had in-boom furling, so we are not like used to this, I guess, more regular mainsail. So that'll be a lot of fun once we finally get in the water in a couple of months.
on down with me and I will show you the salon. Alright, so right now it's really messy in here because it is winter and the boat is on land. Also, all of the cushioning and all of that, it's in the previous owner's house. We haven't picked them up yet. So it looks really naked and really bare. And it's just really messy because we're still like looking around and such. But we do have one cushion. So you can see that this is what it will look like here and also in the cabins where we sleep. So it's like this really nice neutral. It's not this blue stripy or with anchors on it or anything like that. It's just really neutral and really nice. And they're actually really clean and kind of new and just well taken care of. So that's really nice. A lot of the cushioning usually like they smell a bit moldy and you never really know like how dirty they are and all of that. But these actually seem really nice. So this acts as both our eating area, but it's also a place to sleep. You can lower this this table. You can like sink it, and then you can put the cushioning on top. So you actually have one huge bed in here as well, and that's just really nice because I especially like to sleep in a room where you can like stand up all the way and you don't hit your head on too much stuff. So this is really nice, and the cool thing is it's got so much storage, like so much, which we did not have on our other boat. It's got so much storage. You can like open up all places. This is really cool. Here we can have all of our wine, which is really nice. There's a little cutting board here, but storage here in the back. And also down here, underneath the seats. Where right now, we actually don't know what's in all of these yet, but we'll take a look. I bet it's a lot of practical stuff. And also a lot of storage back here. Here we're gonna put like a lot of children's books, maybe like plants and all of that. And also like this nice shelving on the back to put your cup or whatever. And it's just, there's a lot of potential for decorating, which I think is really nice and really fun. And another thing, they have so many outlets on this boat. So many outlets everywhere, which is also really nice. The previous owner, he said that he was sure that the owner before him was an electrician, because there are so many outlets on this boat, which is kind of unusual, but we really appreciate it.
So all of those outlets right now, they work on shore power only, but one of the things that we are going to upgrade on this boat is the power, the battery system. We're going to install solar, and then I hope we can install an inverter so we can then use these outlets, or at least some of them, from the batteries as well.
And over here on the other side, this is where we keep the batteries. Right there, and also leftover sodas from the previous owner, and more wine storage. And this is like one of my favorite like little details, is that in the stairs here there's more storage for tools and stuff. Which I just think it's so cool. It just really shows like how thought of everything on this boat is, you know. So
yeah, I can add one more to that. Like here is the companionway hatch where you put down the washboards here, and you can see that if water was to get in here, it will drain out through these holes. Our previous boat doesn't have this.
No. That's why it's wet. And over here we have our nav station, which will also work as an office. This is where Adam will edit all of his videos and stuff. So that's really cool. There's storage underneath here as well, just messy things, and a lot of back here as well. And this it's so retro, like it's really cool. But again, looks really well well taken care of, and I just really appreciate that. We got some binoculars here, if you want to use them, and also a lot of drawers here, which is also really nice. Oh.
That's the endless drawer.
Oh, the endless drawer.
It keeps going.
Got some cutlery, some clips. Yeah.
I mean, I think on a 34-foot sailboat, there's just a lot of storage. They really utilized every single inch of this little boat. And down under where Sally is standing, there's the water tank lying down here. I can't actually remember exactly how many liters it is. I'll maybe put up the number right here.
And this is the Galley, which is also one of the best things about this boat. I really like the Galley. It's got a lot of storage back here. And this is actually a really cool detail. These plastic glasses, they have the name of the boat on it. And these are actually the original glasses from when this boat was made. And it's cool, fun detail. A lot of storage for glasses. We have plates, we have bowls. All of this is the previous owners. They were nice enough to just leave it all there because otherwise they would just throw it out. So we're gonna sort that. More storage, and this is our fridge. So you can see it's really deep. There's a lot of space here. And this is our sink, our very nice actual real sink, not like a boat sink. So this is really nice as well. So we have pressurized water, both hot and cold. And we also have salt water. This tap right here, which you use this pedal. And hidden over here, we have underneath here, we have our stove. And something that's really nice is we can just push this lid back. And you don't like have to take it off and then you just, where do I put it? And you put it somewhere and it's just messy and it's annoying. And our oven as well.
Is it on a gimbal? Yes. But
yeah, it is. You just open and lock here. Got some more stuff here to do the dishes and all.
The compressor for the fridge and the foot pump for the salt water. Another cool thing that we can see right here. So the previous owners made a lot of upgrades to this boat. And one thing they did was to change all the seacocks to these composite seacocks here. What are they called? I don't remember, but that's really nice. So they have been changed recently.
We also have these oil lamps. We have this one here. We also have this one over here. And they just add this really cool, really homey vibe, you know. And they really go with the mahogany wood and the whole style of the boat. So this is like really cool, and I can't wait till we're gonna use these. Let's continue and check out the rest of the boat. Here we have closet space, and this is actually a lot of room compared to what we're used to and what we've seen in other boats like this. So there's a lot of room for clothes, life vests, and all of that. We've also got some fire extinguishers to use when Adam is cooking.
Hey, you made really that nice joke in the last video as well.
I did?
Ooh.
But it's still the truth. Here we have a really nice bathroom.
Go in there. Let's see how big it actually
really
is.
Nice bathroom. This is a really nice size, also compared to our other boat. And you can actually stand up in here. There's room for your legs when you're on the toilet. And Adam in the last boat, he couldn't like, he had to have his legs like this because there wasn't enough room. But now I think you can fit in here.
I can fit.
And close the door.
It's amazing.
Don't have to sit with the door open.
It's a whole new world for me.
Me and the baby will enjoy that as well, with you actually closing the door.
Oh wow.
And a lot of storage in here as well. A lot of, so we have like I can use like all of my products. I can bring them all with me, which is really nice. And we also have both hot and cold water in here, also really nice, so you don't like freeze your hands off. And there's also we have a holding tank underneath the bed in the cabin, which is also practical, I guess. And in here is the V-berth, which also right now is naked. There's no cushionings in here yet. This is where we will sleep, some of the time at least. We also have this board right here, which Adam is laying on.
Oh my God.
This, so you can put over, so that the whole room is one big bed, so you don't have to sleep like in a V, but you can actually sleep right next to each other. And we also have a lot of storage here, all over.
What's this ladder?
The ladder is so that you can climb up the hatch here.
Escape ladder if we are sinking or something.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. I mean.
And there we have the holding tank. It's like built into the boat, so it's original as well. And then all of the hoses and plumbing to do all of the pumping and so on. And sock drawer. All right, I think it's time to have a look up here in the cockpit, because this deep center cockpit here in this Najad 34 is definitely one of the main reasons that we really like this boat. Just one cool thing about it is like it's not very, how would you say it? It's not very high, the distance you kind of have to go up and down to get in and out of the cockpit. So if I'm sitting here, I can see and talk to everyone who is down in the salon. So the cockpit really just feels like an extra big room in the boat, which is awesome. But come on up here. So this is of course the main attraction here. We got this very nice teak wheel, I guess, chart plotter, and here we got some nice little cup holders. It's just all very practical. There's an autopilot connected to the chart plotter, and I mean it's kind of like old, a lot of this, but it works, so that's pretty good. Then here we have the what is it? The track for the main sheet, I guess it's called. So that will come down kind of right here. Now we also looked a lot on a very similar boat, the Hallberg Rasmus 35. And it's the same designer who designed both of those boats. But one key difference with those two boats was this track for the main sheet on the Hallberg Rassi. It's located kind of back here. So that means that you could have the full enclosure while sailing, which could be kind of nice if it's really shitty weather. So we can't quite do that with this setup, so that's a shame, but I think we'll be fine. Then behind me down here we have an aft cabin. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Have a look right here behind you. Here we just have some of the instruments. There's again storage everywhere. Nice big table up here for storage, and I don't know, charts, I guess, if you use paper charts. Another cool thing is the cockpit table, and we have this in our old boat, that there is a nice cockpit table, but we just never really know where to put it when we're not using it, so we just put it in a V-berth and then it's just lying there taking up space in the bed. But here on this boat it's very smart. So I take up this one leg here, and then we just fold out the table right here. Screw on the leg, and there you go. I think that's pretty neat. A nice cockpit table.
This was original as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the previous owner just painted it, made it black. Because, I mean, this is a almost 50-year-old boat, so there is a lot of wear and tear. Even though the previous owners, took really good care of her. Of course, you can see it on a lot of the wood that, I mean, could use some sanding and some varnish, but, I mean, we can get to that eventually. The previous owners did a lot of nice upgrades, which are really handy for us. Like, we talked about the through hulls, seacocks, and like the sails are pretty new as well. We'll have a look at the engine a little bit later. Just a lot of the important and expensive bits have been recently and very well maintained. It feels like this boat is like that, that bag from Harry Potter, where they just keep pulling up stuff. There's a lot of storage, and these cockpit lockers, they are very, very deep. I'm pretty sure I could stand down here. And here you can see it's a 40-liter, I think, water heater right there. There's also a, what do you call it? Furnace, a heater. It's an old one. I'm not actually, I don't actually remember what it uses. But there's heat in the whole boat, which is cool when we're sailing around in the cold Nordic countries. And, I mean, on the other side, we have a similar huge lugger. Very handy. I mean, we travel with a baby, so I mean, we're just able to put his stroller, just dump it down here. And here in the corner, very easy access. We have the what is it called? Seawater filter for the engine. So it's a very accessible place here.
And in the back here we have an aft cabin. I'll just open here, and here it is. Now it's very very messy, and just a lot of stuff that the previous owners also left. But this is what it looks like, and it's very much like the V-berth. You can also put a plate down there and use the whole space for sleeping. And the cushion is we also have cushionings for this place as well. So they're very similar, the aft cabin and the V-berth. There's also some storage right here. And well, this is like a really big bonus for us on this boat, because this means that we can actually have guests, which we really want to. We really want to travel with guests, and it's just a lot nicer that they can have like their own separate little area. So this is really cool. And when we don't have guests, we have a lot of storage for our stuff. It's not really that we need more storage, but I mean, you can like throw big bags and all of that back here if we don't use it for a guest. So that's a really big bonus.
A pretty cool play area for the baby.
Yeah.
When we put down all the cushions. And also, I mean, you know, if one person is out here steering, you know, the other person can hang out down here with the baby and play, and we're all kind of, you know, in this same little area.
Yeah, exactly. And here in the middle here, you can see we have an outboard an outboard engine. And we do have that one because this boat actually came with a dinghy, which is right now deflated and put somewhere. We haven't seen it, but it's here somewhere. And this is the engine to it. And that was a really big plus as well, that we got this, because otherwise we would have to get one ourselves.
Right, so in the last video we also talked a bit about how much we paid for the boat, but I guess if you haven't seen that one, we paid $35,000 or 30,000 euros for this boat, and I think that's a good price for us. We think we get a lot of boat for the money, and I mean, this boat could take us anywhere we want to go, so now it's just probably our skills that need to level up quite a bit, and then we can sail wherever we want in this boat. It is built for crossing oceans. But of course, another important part of a boat like this is the engine. So let's have a look. This is a huge engine room. I mean, take a look at this. There is a lot of space here. Now, the engine here is actually the original Volvo Penta from 1977, but I think 10 years ago it was taken out and just completely rebuilt, so it should be in fantastic shape and still have a lot of years left in it, hopefully. But everything is in just in very good condition, very ordered. There's even a little like radiator back here, so you can that you can turn on if you're like getting really cold and you don't want it to get all frosty down here. All right, I think we've showed you pretty much everything there is to see on our new boat, the Najad 34, called Vita Nova. She's basically sail ready, which is one of the main reasons we bought her. But of course there are cosmetic things we want to do, just make it nice and livable and just make it look nicer, and then, as we talked about, install a windlass for the anchor, upgrade the battery, and install solar panels, and install a shower out in the cockpit area probably. Then we are basically ready to cruise.
Yeah, It's just really nice. It's all of the fun upgrades. So we just really can't wait to start on all of these upgrades and also to show them to all of you guys. We really hope you want to follow along.
And to finally go sailing in hopefully a couple of months. The plan is to take her into the water in March, hopefully. And then we'll go sailing. So make sure to subscribe and stick around for the whole journey. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.